Have you ever had your entire day change because someone simply told you that you matter? Hey guys, it's John here in the studio with my fabulous mug of John's Show coffee. I hope that you are doing extremely well. A couple nights ago, I had a really rough night's sleep. I just was not sleeping well, and I woke up in the morning and I had a headache because I hadn't slept well, and my body was achy, and I was really having a rough day. And I was walking around with my body and going, "Oh gosh, this is so hard. This is so hard." And I was like, "Well, I gotta, I'm selling off a camera right now, so I needed to make sure I go get a new hard case for the camera for whoever buys it." And I'll put the link to the buying the camera right below this video as well. What was so interesting is I got in the truck and I was driving over to Harbor Freight. Yes, I shop at Harbor Freight. I love Harbor Freight, actually. I'm driving over to Harbor Freight, and I get there and I get out of my truck, and I'm just, my back hurts, and I'm in a rough, just not feeling good because I'm tired and I'm yawning. And I walk into Harbor Freight and I go back and I buy a hard case. I go up to the counter, I'm talking to the cashier, and I'm asking her how her day's going, and it looks like it's busy. And she's like, "No, it's fine. We're good." And I was like, "Okay." And I said, "Well, thank you very much." And I turn and I go to walk out. As I turn to walk out, this young guy comes walking up to me and he says, "Are you John Davis?" And I said, Yes, I am." He says, "John of New?" I go, "Yeah." He says, and then he gave me such wonderful praise about how the videos have helped him and how he's a fan. And it was so amazing to watch the shift in me. He came and said those beautiful things to me, which was absolutely lovely. You always hope that you're doing good works in the world, and when someone comes up and validates that good work, it really makes a difference because it spurs you on to keep going, right? So we had a wonderful conversation, not very long, but short conversation, but a nice conversation and a couple little laughs, and then I walked out to the truck and I got in the truck and I was driving home, and I just realized how much better I felt. I felt so much better because someone had validated the work that I had done. And I think a lot of the reason I was in a little bit of pain, a little tired, is because I've been doing a lot of work lately, a lot of, working and not enough time going, "Okay, you are doing good work." And to have someone come up out of the blue and say that it completely changed my day. It's amazing how a simple compliment or encouragement or being told that you're doing good works or you've changed someone's life path, it's amazing how much that will change the entire experience. But, as I often say, our life experience is what we think. So, in that morning, I was feeling very run down, beat up, tired. And that one comment changed my entire experience. What if the most spiritual thing that you could do today is just to tell someone that they matter? Tell someone that they're doing good works. And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee Time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnsjoe.com. Every person is inherently worthy, not because of what they do, because who they are. Jeshua's teaching says, "Love one another as I have loved you." That doesn't mean that one part of society loves more than another. It means just make that an equal love back and forth. It means seeing the divine in each other. People are often walking around starving for affirmation because they're starving for the validation of being loved. Let's be that mirror that reflects their value. Let's be the one who shows them that they're doing good works and shows them that they're loving and they're caring. That young man did not realize that on that day I was having a rough day, and his validation changed my day, literally flipped my script that day. And I felt so empowered that I had actually helped someone. It really let me know, words have creative power. But the bravery of walking up to somebody and telling them that, it doesn't have to be a brave act. It can be the loving act, and walk up and just say, you matter. You helped me, or I, something you said really changed me, or you did great work at what you're doing. Telling the cashier she's doing a great job. That little bit of validation. Words are not passive. Words always have action behind them. They create, and you can create someone else's better day by giving them something positive, like that young man did for me. In the beginning is the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Words literally shape our reality. They can uplift or destroy. And validating good works plants the seeds of continued good. It reinforces love, kindness, and service. It shows that what they're doing has value, and that value is creating a positive outcome. Someone who volunteers but feels unseen, one thank you can inspire a lifetime of service. One thank you with recognizing them and saying, thank you for all you do. It's amazing how much you do to help others. And just to give them some direct personal validation for the good works they're doing is huge. Religion fails at this for many ways. They don't take the time to make it a personal thing. They make it a doctrine or dogma or belief system based on judgment, rather than affirming how good people are, rather than taking that step forward and showing the person that they're doing good works. They tell you that you're born in sin, but Jeshua said you're the light of the world, which empowers. That empowering statement, you are the light of the world. People leave spiritual spaces when they feel invalidated. Let's build a new one where we're all seen and uplifted. Let's build one that understanding that the church isn't the spiritual world, the world is the spiritual world. Be in the spiritual world. Take your present moment and make it a spiritual act. And there's lots of ways that you can validate people. Just to simply look in their eyes and say, thank you, that mattered, is a huge action. It makes people feel good. Tell people what you appreciate about them. Catch people doing something good and name it. Just literally to label it. Wow. I told the story a long time ago of my epiphany at age 19 when the guy said, there's something you don't see every day, an honest person. There's something, he just basically said, you did something really good. Call it out. That was excellent. Thank you for doing that. It's these small moments guide huge ripples. That young man at Harbor Freight made me feel great. And not only did he make me feel great, it affected the rest of my day and everybody else I interacted with that day. So first of all, I just want to say to you who met me at Harbor Freight, I thank you. And I recognize the good works that you did for me that day. It really meant something to me. You may not know that it meant something to me, but it really did. And you did that at the precise time that I needed it. And, you healed my day by validating that I am doing good works. And when you validate somebody who's for doing good works, you're giving them the empowerment to continue. What you did that day, though you don't know it, or maybe you do, hopefully you do, is you gave love to me. And I 100% appreciate you taking the time to do that, because it totally lets me know that the work I'm doing is good, and it totally inspires me to continue. Validation is not ego stroking. It's spiritual recognition. You are divine, and you're a divine being recognizing the divinity in another. Tell someone they matter. See what shifts in you too. Because when you tell someone they matter, you'll feel that positive coming from you as well. And before we move on and I close this video out, I want to let you know that you matter. Your voice matters. Your love matters. And the world needs you fully alive and present and loving one another. Love the person beside you. Show the person they're doing good works. Recognize when somebody does something good. You've got to give the 1,000 attaboys. Give the 1,000 attaboys. If you give the 1,000 attaboys, you have made a positive effect in the world. That, my friends, is my thought on this. Once again, thank you to that young man from at Harbor Freight. And you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.